Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avadon, the Black Fortress. I'll be honest, Geneforge I played through the entire series once. Avernum I played through the entire series once, and I played the demos countless times. Avadon? I know almost nothing about it. I did play the demo once or a couple times, but the demo was just so short compared to the other ones that you don't really get as much of a great feel of what the game's like. So, I have a basic idea of what it's like, but it never really grew onto me or grabbed me because there wasn't very much to grab me. Only an area or two. So, because of that, unlike the previous two games, and unlike this is actually going to be a bit more like Nethergate. Nethergate, I actually played the demo, and it had a fairly substantial demo, but this is going to be almost completely blind. Also, sorry about the coughing. A change in the weather is screwing around with me, but anyway. So, I guess we may as well just start getting into it. And the most notable thing is, like Geneforge, you choose one character and make a character class. Unlike Geneforge, you're not going to be making your own minions, but I do remember that you do end up finding a couple companions that will eventually join you on your quest. The choices you have: Blade Master, your basic tanky warrior type. Shadow Walker, agile, roguish, able to sneak around and deal with locks and traps. Shaman, apparently able to summon a minion or two, and also the main healer type of class. And Sorceress, the mage type of class, who for some reason can also deal with locks and traps. Giving it a think for a while, I think I'm gonna try the Blade Master. See what we can do with it. Hopefully I can still deal with it fairly decently, even though I like unlocking everything, and that's how I tend to do with things. That said, let's name him... Jason. Jason the Blade Master. I kinda like that idea. Alright. Click OK. We'll go with normal difficulty, because normally I do casual because I like seeing the story, but I don't want this to be a complete cakewalk for the sake of this Let's Play, so, as I've done with the others, normal. You are a warrior of the Midlands Pact. The Pact is an alliance of 5 nations banded together for safety. The Far Lands, enemies of the Pact, surrounded on all sides. These are nations of barbarians, raiders, titans, fated, jealous empires, all waiting for a sign of weakness. The Pact has one purpose: to crush the Far Lands and keep them weak and divided. Otherwise, they will invade your homeland, take what they want, and massacre whoever stands in their way. You have spent your life training and preparing to defend the Pact, and you have done well. Your skill and potential has earned you the greatest of honors. You have been sent to serve at a new fortress. Avadon. Avadon, the Black Fortress. The warriors of Avadon watch over the 5 nations of the Pact. When anyone acts to harm the peace and tranquility of the Pact, Avadon has the authority to destroy them. Its authority and independence are almost without limit. And Avadon's power is not only over the outsiders of the Far Lands. Anyone who tries to weaken the Pact from within is subject to punishment. Brigands, spies, politicians, all have reason to fear the eye of Avadon and the attention of its master, Keeper Redbeard. Avadon has watched over the Pact for 3 centuries. Its warriors wield the finest weapons, its wizards can learn the most powerful spells, and the Keeper of the Black Fortress, Redbeard, directs them all. Few outsiders know anything about Redbeard. There are plenty of rumors. Some say that he has 3 wives, each a deadly warrior. I've heard that assassins try to kill him every week. They all fail and in turn receive the most gruesome punishments imaginable. Some believe that Redbeard can see into your dream. Outsiders, if they are lucky, never get close enough to Avadon to learn the truth. But today you will meet Redbeard yourself. You are standing outside the gates of the Black Fortress. You stand on the bridge over a deep, misty chasm. The iron gates of Avadon are before you. Beyond is your new life, full of adventure, danger, power, wealth, and service to the Pact. The Black Fortress looms over you, perched on an enormous granite peak. The gates open a crack, granting you entrance. You step through, and your service to Avadon begins. Well, okay then. Welcome to Avadon. These messages will pop up. Okay. Let me just take a look at a few things here. Let's see. Inventory. Quick use items. Scarabs. What the hell are scarabs? Huh. Let's see. Use abilities. Okay, these... these are various abilities, it seems. Savage Blow. Basic power attack. Challenge, which... is a taunt. Interesting. There's taunts now. Second Wind. I can actually heal a bit. Same with recovery. Stunning attack. Arrow attack. War Cry can cause curses. Terrifying Howl terrifies. Warrior's Focus. Mind Shield. Resist mental attacks. Extra attacks. That's going to be useful, I imagine. Haste and War Chant. Giving everyone extra attacks. Oh, wow. Damage and ensnare. Leap at someone. Wow. Blade Sweep hits everyone and hits everyone. Wow. Jeez. These are some pretty impressive abilities. This is going to be interesting. So he really is a big fighter. Journal, quest log. Okay, not... Wait, codex. Oh, very interesting. This will give us some information about things. Well, I suppose I can give a quick read over some of these. Linnaeus. Linnaeus is a name given to all of the known lands, surrounded by endless sea. The history of Linnaeus is the history of all living things. Nothing lies past the shore but ocean. Well, actually, there are legends of lands beyond the sea. Centuries ago, supposedly, some brave mariners departed and returned, bearing proof of other lands far beyond. But that was long ago, and any such evidence is lost, if it ever existed, which it almost assuredly didn't. There are other tales of mad mariners who tried to discover lands across the sea. They have never returned. The dominant power in Linnaeus is the Midlands Pact, more commonly known as the Pact. These 5 nations are located in the center of the continent. They stand united against the Farlands, the many small, squabbling powers that occupy the outer peninsulas of Linnaeus. The Pact is an alliance of 5 nations, occupying the central lands of Linnaeus. Though these countries have wildly different cultures, governments, and histories, one thing brought them together: mutual resolve to end centuries of raiding and devastation wreaked by the Farlands, the small powers that surround the Pact. Lands of the Pact are rich and pleasant. They are also flat and difficult to defend. Barbarians, wretches, and titans from the small states at the edge of Linnaeus wreaked devastation for countless years. Then came the rise of Overlord Hanvar of Hulklanda, the warrior and diplomat who united the 5 Pact states in their uneasy peace. There are 3 distinct periods in the history of the Pact. The First Age, the Black Age, when the Pact was torn apart in civil war, and the Third Age, when the Pact was reformed under the supervision of enforcement of the Fortress of Avadon. Okay then. And I believe... there's our stats. Specializations. You gain a specialization in levels 5, 10, and 15, 5, 15, and 25. Interesting. Increase the 3 skills in the center column, right? Huh. So if we put a point in these, everything here, here, or here will improve. And, let's see, melee training, challenge, path of the shield. And this is a bit more complex and yet at the same time simpler. You know what, I'm spending too much time looking into things and not actually enough time actually doing anything. So, let's get started. You start to cross Avadon's entry garden. Considering how terrified most of Linnaeus is of this fortress, it seems rather pleasant. Ponds, nicely tended lawn. To the east is another pair of gates leading farther into the fortress. A pair of guards wielding plate armor and wielding massive swords stand to either side. There is also an elderly man in long flowing robes. He has a pair of what looks like wolves in front of him. He is shouting commands at them. They don't seem concerned. You get closer to the old man and his two wolves. Though from this distance you can see that something is not right about these animals, like their lack of hair and their purple flesh and the veins throbbing all along their backs and legs. The man in robes is holding up a scrap of meat and giving suggestions like, "Stand! Roll over!" The wolf creatures don't respond. Then you get close, which gets an instant reaction out of them. They turn and look at you. Then they bare their teeth and begin to snarl. Watch them quietly. The twisted wolf things are no longer distracted by the pitiful scraps of meat the old man dangles before them. You seem much softer and fresher. However, the old man and the guards don't seem to react to this. They just watch, silently and with interest. Is this meant to be some sort of test? The guards smile, perhaps thinking back to trials of their own, but the old man shakes his head. A test? No, you are a hand. You are supposed to aid in my work. This is your job. I will explain more when you are done. The creatures lurch clumsily toward you. One to your right, one to the left. Then they start to run, teeth bared. Prepare to defend yourself. You have little equipment, but you are not foolish enough to travel through the wilderness without a weapon. You prepare to rid the garden of the old man's pets. And combat mode. Alright. Turn-based as always. And attack. Okay, simple enough. Looks like we gain back a little bit of health each turn or something. Maybe like 1 point. Come on. Die. There we go. The hideous wolf creatures lie at your feet, dead. The guards, realizing that they have a mess to clean up, look annoyed. The old man just looks sad. Oh, another month of work gone. I suppose I must work on my other trinkets for a while. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Craftmaster Nicodemus, one of the mages of Avadon. Sorry. I think I will be helping you in the future. You will be helping me? Oh, yes. You're one of Redbeard's new hands, yes? When you are given tasks, I will be giving you the benefit of my magic. Some of it even works better than these constructions. He waves at the wolves. You called me a hand? Oh, yes. Redbeard has hands, eyes, and hearts. I am an eye, and... oh, I'm sure this will be explained inside. How dare you send your creatures to attack me? What? You're annoyed? But hands help me to deal with failed experiments all the time. Surprised they pay for the aid I give them. You're young and new. You'll understand in time. I suppose you should see Hot Miranda. I think she is waiting for you, and she will explain what you need to know. Where is Hart Miranda? Craftmaster Nicodemus makes a signal. The gates begin to slowly open. Miranda is inside, directing things. There's been a serious disturbance, and she will be happy for your help. Now please excuse me. Then he turns to his wolves, going down on one knee to examine them. Go east through the gate to find Hart Miranda. Her position is now marked on the map below. Or, not below, but you know what I mean. Oh, there we go. Oh, I was still in combat mode, no wonder. Yeah, the food heals, I'm not going to bother taking it. You step into the entry courtyard of Avadon. Fresh supplies are stacked everywhere, waiting to be distributed to the warriors and craftspeople. When Avadon wants something, it gets it. However, the atmosphere of the fort is not what you expected. It is chaos. Guards and workers are running everywhere. You hear shouting in the distance. The smell of smoke, and you think blood, hangs in the air. After a lifetime of hearing how deadly and invulnerable Avadon is, this chaos is somehow even more worrying. A woman stands in the middle of the courtyard, an island in the chaos, and directs the workers. This must be the Miranda you were supposed to present your letter of introduction to. Very well then. Man, this is a big empty area. You walk up to the woman in the middle of the room. Like Craftmaster Nicodemus, she is wearing long, flowing robes, the traditional garb of the mage. She is in her early 50s. She has served here for a long time. She stops shouting orders and turns to you.
Well, pity you didn't show up just a few hours ago. We could have used you. Do you have a letter of introduction? Fortunately, you were given one before you came here. She holds out her hand for it. Hand over the letter. She takes the letter, reads it, and nods. Then I formally welcome you, Jason, and I declare you a Hand of Avadon, with all privileges and responsibilities attached. Congratulations. She wads up the letter and tosses it onto the floor. The servant instantly collects it and carries it off. Really? Come on. Normally there would be a period of settling in, testing, and so on, but we have had some problems. All of our hands are out in the field, and there is something I need you to do. Now. Can you tell me about yourself? What? Security is broken, dozens are dead, and you want to know who am I? I am a Heart of Avadon. You'll do everything I say, or you will suffer. I think that is clear enough. I am a hand. What does that mean? So much to learn, so little time to teach it. Avadon has hands, eyes, and hearts. And the Keeper. I am a heart, an honored advisor to the Keeper. You are a hand. Your job is to go out and do what needs doing. There will be time to learn more when things are under control. Where can I learn more? I think there is a book on the topic near the quarters assigned to you. You can read it at your leisure. Later. Who is the Keeper? Surely you have heard of Redbeard, mighty master of Avadon. Do well and you will stand before him. Displease him, and... She gives you an evil smile. Heart Miranda is still directing the workers and guards. She barks out a constant string of orders which are all instantly obeyed. It's fair to say that everyone is terrified of her. What has happened here? You will soon learn that in Avadon you are told only what you need to know. This is for your protection and ours. Who decides what I get to learn? The Keeper and the Hearts, like me. And what do I have to know? That we are having a very long day and you need to help us to keep it from getting longer. Alright, what do you need me to do? Yes, enthusiasm, this is what I like to hear. We're trying to get things in the main fortress under control, but we have had to send most of our hands away. That means we need you to enter the dungeons and restore order. Round up some stray prisoners. You do not need to go alone. There are two hands who can help you. They are... Sevelin and Nathalie, I believe. She points to the south. On the way down to the dungeons, you can choose one of them to help you. Once you have met the other hands, go downstairs and speak with Mamora. He will tell you what fires to put out. Stairs down to the dungeons are now marked on the auto map. Who are Sevelin and Nathalie? Young hands like you, eager to distinguish themselves. In one case, extremely painfully eager. I can spare one of them for your cleanup task. What do I need to do in the dungeons? That is up to Mamora. Do what he says. You may use any equipment you may find, and if you survive, it will reflect very well upon you. That is vague. I don't want to die without knowing exactly why. Trust me, at the moment of your death, you will not care in the slightest about why it happened. Now you are here, and it is time for you to serve. Go. Okay, then. Oh! Oh, this is a very big map. Okay, that's interesting. I tried holding tab, but... Hand Callan. A middle-aged woman crosses the courtyard back and forth, shouting orders to the soldiers and workers. As hands enter and leave, she grabs them and gives them extra jobs to do. She wears a well-worn bow over her shoulder, and the insignia on her shoulder shows her to have considerable authority. She looks you over. A new hand. Always good to see, especially in times like these. I am Hand Callan. Heart Miranda will want most of your time, I think. But when she doesn't have her claws in you, you answer to me. What are you doing here? Cleaning up messes. Why don't you come back and talk to me later? Miranda has made it clear that she reserves your labor for herself, and I don't need an argument right now. Go talk to her. Okay. Grassmaster Nicodemus is distracted by the dead wolves. He examines them closely, trying to figure out what he can do to not create something so hideous and useless next time. I'm busy. Go see Miranda. Of course, Avadon requires a host of servants, cooks, craftspeople, and so on to keep it functioning. They are well paid, well fed, and at constant risk of falling victim to escaped prisoners, deranged assassins, or malfunctioning magical experiments. All of them recognize your rank and relatively high importance. They give you satisfyingly humble nods before they continue about their work. Oh, the gate doesn't open. I have a feeling this one won't open either. Avadon has many guards, all of them outfitted in fine armor and the highest quality weapons. They are warriors in the service of the Black Fortress, but they are not sent out into the field. They all regard you with a mix of contempt for your inexperience and envy at your potential. And, of course, should you turn out to be an assassin sent to kill Redbeard, they are ready to kill you. Right. Well, let's go down this way. Hold tab key to see entire map. Oh, shift key to see names. That's a change. The sign says Supply Depot. All removals must be authorized by Quartermaster. You enter Avadon's main storeroom, where most of the food, wood, and so on brought to Black Fortress are kept. There has recently been a fight here. The stone floor is scorched, and splatters of blood dot the walls. The wounded and dead have been hauled away. Only one person is visible from here. A young sorceress stands by the scorched area looking down at it. She is smiling. A smiling sorceress. That can't be a good thing. That is a big scorched area. Man, there's a lot of empty space here. When you get close to the young sorceress, she looks up at you. She is breathing hard, still charged with adrenaline from her recent battle. I did it! I killed them, by myself! Not that I will get any notice for it, of course. Oh, I am sorry. I am Nathalie, a hand of Avadon. I have spent long enough waiting for action that I need to take a moment to luxuriate in it. What happened here? 3 wretches came out of the dungeon. I was in the main courtyard when I heard them. I surprised and dispatched them, but not before... Wretches? Vile little humanoids, dumb and hungry, the scourge of the known lands. I don't know why Redbeard would bother to keep them around. Did they do any harm? They killed the quartermaster. Not a warrior, but a good man. I spent many hours speaking with him while waiting for something to do. A minute earlier and I might have saved him. Nathalie has calmed down a little from when you first met her. Still here? Surely there is more to do. I only hope I can take part in it. I'm a hand as well. You have the look and a weapon. I hope you have more luck getting it sent out than I do. I'm going to clean out the dungeons. She looks startled. What? You? No offense, but you have been here, what, 10 minutes? When some of us have been waiting... But you will probably need help, isn't that the case? Taking one of the other hands with you to share in the glory, yes? You have been wanting to go fight. Of course! I have spent my life working, training and sharpening my talents to fight for Avadon. All those years, sun up to sun down, and my reward, sitting in the Black Fortress waiting to be allowed to risk my life. Yes, I want to fight. I asked and asked, but here I stay. I can take one hand into the dungeons with me. It doesn't take her long to do the math. 1 hand out of 2, me and Sevelin, the warrior. Well, speak to Sevelin and compare. She looks at the scorched marks. I am eager and competent. He is... Well, you can see for yourself. When you go downstairs, if you wish, I will come and join you. But you will select me, yes? What can you do for me? I am a trained sorceress. I can summon bolts of fire and ice and direct them at our foes. I do not rely on crude armor or mundane weapons, however, so you might wish to help me keep a safe distance from our foes. We will see. You see the gleam of enthusiasm in her eyes. All right, I will be standing ready. When you enter the dungeons, you will be able to choose who travels with you. Well, that's good. Pity the quartermaster was slain. Can't open any of those things. There are several locked storerooms back here. They probably contain valuable equipment reserved for someone important. Though considering the chaos, you doubt anyone would mind if you borrowed something. However, to get the locks open, you will need to find some lockpicks. You use lockpicks to pick locks. Alas, the picks break when used. Shadow walkers and sorceresses have skills that reduce the number of picks you need to open a lock. Okay then. Animal skin. Well, we can sell that. And bolts of cloth. Same thing. You need 12. And you need 2. And I don't have any. Great. And that looks trapped, so I guess we're not going in there. Okay. Continue looking around. That's a path we can't go through right now. There's the other guy, Sevelin, it looks like. Not gonna bother taking the wine. There's a young warrior standing guard by the passage to the south, keeping close watch in case anything else nasty comes out of it. He turns to look at you. You see that he is about your age. His face bears a nasty scar running diagonally down his face. Greetings. I am Sevelin. You're here to stand guard with me? No, I suppose not. We need to fight now, don't we? I knew the time would come. I'll follow my orders. I always do. You've been wounded. Do you need help? At first, Sevelin isn't sure what you mean. He looks down at his armor looking for signs of an injury. Then he realizes that you are referring to his scar and laughs bitterly. You mean this? Oh, this is only an old mark. Easy to forget it is there. I only remember it when I look in the mirror. Or when a stranger sees me. How did it happen? Even if I enjoyed discussing it, this is not the best time. And you can still fight? Of course, if I am ever chosen for a mission again. Sevelin stares morbidly at the southern corridor. Nothing has come out of there since the wretches. Someone will need to go down there and investigate soon. He sounds very grim. What are you doing here? Just trying to be of aid. When things went wrong this morning, all the hands were sent out on this mission or that. Only I was left. And Nathalie. When wretches came out of the dungeons, I thought I would stand guard until someone found a use for me. The gate is closed, but wretches can slip through the bars. Do you know what went wrong? I don't know. The hearts and eyes won't share any information with someone as lowly as me. As far as I can tell, something exploded and everything escaped from the dungeons below. The hands can't help because they have all been sent on the fortress, out of the fortress on missions. He absent-mindedly touches his scar. Being a servant of Avadon doesn't keep us safe, just the opposite. Do you know what is happening in the dungeon? No, but it must have been ugly. Few of the guards on duty down there made it out. I'm going to clean out the dungeons. I'm not surprised. Miranda needs to send a hand down there to clean it up. You show up in need of testing. I'm not offended that I was passed over. You think you were passed over? Why? I do not question the wisdom of Redbeard or the Hearts. They choose you to send into danger for their own reasons. I have learned to simply, quietly accept it. I can select one hand to enter the dungeon with me. For a moment, his eyes show a glint of interest, maybe even hope. I came to Avadon to serve. I have spent too long not serving. I was born to fight. I am ready. What can you do for me? I am a blade master of Avadon. I can stand toe-to-toe with our foes and defeat them with blade and armor. And if needed, I can stand in their way to keep them from reaching you. You're prepared to fight, right now. He wraps his armor with his knuckle. Then he rests one hand on the pommel of his blade. I will give everything to prove I can still be a warrior of Avadon. I need to consider Nathalie. Yes, of course you do. If you take her, I suppose Avadon needs guards in the corridors as much as anything else. When you enter the dungeons, you'll be able to choose your travels. Oh, there's something I can look at. We got leather gloves and a leather cap. Well, we could do with wearing those. You are at the entrance to the Avadon dungeons, final resting place of many foolish enough to fight the Pact. You notice that a heavy cloak has been left on a table nearby. Might be wise to put it on before descending into the low tunnels. Yeah, I think we can do that. Okay, so we got hat, shirt, shield, sword, cloak, necklace, ring, pant. Oh my god, we actually start with pants! This is the first time I've ever seen that in one of the Spiderweb software games. Thank you! Finally! We're not running around pantsless at the start. It only took you, what? 3 series and 12 games? Bloody hell. Close the gate here, the nearby wheel might open it. Alright. Well, I think I'll end this episode here. I'm gonna try and keep, since I guess these regions are very large, I'll try and make it like half-an-hour episodes, like exploring a good part of the region, but we'll see how things go. I don't know how I'll divide up these episodes, but this seems like a decent place to pause. So, next episode, we will go down into the dungeon with one of our two companions to see what the hell we have to do and what the hell happened to Avadon. Well, that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44. That is Jason. This has been an Avadon Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.